Grab a beer and pull up a chair. Welcome to the Northwoods Beer Guy podcast. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Northwoods Beer Guy podcast. This is Mike, the Northwoods Beer Guy. And as always, I am joined by Jim. How's it going, man?
Good. How are you doing, buddy?
I'm doing well. I know last week, we had the IPAs, and they seem to go fairly well.
Yeah, I was going to say, surprisingly well.
Yeah. So this week, I'm hoping that we can continue this new month, new gym kind of thing.
Oh, what do you mean? What are you talking about, buddy?
Well, we're going to try another style that typically hasn't quite,
Bourbon barrel ones, right?
No.
Oh, uh-oh. You're getting me a little queasy in the belly by the way you're bringing this on.
These are, now hear me out before you go crazy.
No, don't tell me.
These are in the sour category.
Sour.
But now, remember however long ago when we were at Toppling Goliath,
yep,
those sours were pretty sour.
Those are pucker your face, like, give you the shivers.
Now, these ones should not be like that. Now, don't.
Are you staking your reputation on this?
No, but
and how about money on this?
No, but these ones are fruited sours. We have some Sunday sours, and we have some slushy sours. And my experience with them, these are always seem like they're more sweet than sour.
So then, I guess I don't know. And granted, you and I aren't the brewmasters, but as soon as you say the word sour to me, I kind of get a cold shiver. So do you know why they would be in the sour category then if they're not sour tasting?
I really am not sure, to be honest with you. It's just, that's the one thing we've talked about before is, because the same thing, when I think sour, I think those really tart, beers. But it just seems like, especially some of these companies that we have that we're going to try today, it seems like they're really kind of specializing in this new, not sour kind of thing. I don't know how to explain it.
Well, and that's what I think some people are probably afraid of trying some of these too. Mm-hmm. Like me, you say the word sour, and it's almost like that vinegar.
Yes.
It's like very tart, very hard to find anything that's good about the taste.
Well, like the first time that we ever had sours, they were like that, though, that really bitter tart. They're like, and then, so I don't know if maybe the market for that style wasn't as big as they thought, and people were kind of going away, so then they kind of transitioned more into this. Because I've seen a lot more of the fruited sours and the like they said, the slushy and the sundaes. A lot more of those on the shelf now than I do see like a normal tart one. I don't know. I'm just guessing, but it should be interesting. I will say this, the artwork on these cans is pretty wild.
Yeah, each one, it looks like they have the stainless silo.
Yep.
And they all get just wrapped.
Yes.
They're not like or right on the actual can itself. It's a little bit different, and they're all 16 ounce.
Yeah, so you have plenty.
Wow.
So you don't need to skimp when you test them.
Wow, I am not.
You are so excited, aren't you?
No.
I think you are.
This is going to be an interesting tasting.
One thing that was interesting when you were kind of doing some background for us, I had no idea that sours range from 3% ABV up to 15%. Wow. That is wild.
That's
a gap.
Yeah, huge spectrum there that they're covering.
Now, I think the ones we have are all kind of, 5 to 7 in that ballpark. Yep. So they're pretty, should be somewhat comparable, I would think.
In ABV.
In ABV, yes.
Right.
Now,
and the other part that I couldn't find, none of them had IBUs.
Really?
So I don't know if that's intentional or...
Yeah, or if there's not really a high IBU to any sour. I don't know.
So you would think for international bitterness unit that if these are sours, they would have something on the scale.
The thing that I'm kind of wondering is going to be, what color are they? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's the one thing that kind of leaves you guessing on some of these. It's just when you see the color, it's like,
Yeah, or how thick it comes out.
Yes.
Kind of plops out like a syrup.
Yep, for sure. Now, on a lot of these, you got to make sure you kind of roll the can a little bit before making sure everything's all mixed up. Because
really,
some of them can be a wee bit thicker, so to speak. Now, this one, I don't know if it will be, but so the first one we've got is by.
So if you'd roll your big box beer like that, it's going to spew out all over.
It would be a mess, yeah. Now, we did bring some paper towel just in case, but I'm hoping we won't need it. So,
all right. So which one do we got
the first one we got is Aslin. I believe Aslin Beer Company. Totally Canon. Okay. And it's sour ale brewed with raspberry, hazelnut, and chocolate.
Yes.
5% ABV. So this should be interesting to see with the chocolate is what's kind of, will we be able to taste the chocolate or is it going to be one of those hidden jobbers, you know?
Right. Well, it has in here tasting notes. The ruddy pink pour unleashes a bold Nutella aroma that beckons you to dive in. Waves of nuts hit your palate first.
Oh.
Followed by the intoxicating blend of electric berries and earthy cocoa. The tangy base is tamed by a layer of sweet milk sugar, making each sip soft and balanced.
Huh. So if it tastes like Nutella, it must have quite a bit of hazelnut in it. Yeah. So, well.
All right. Well,
keep your fingers crossed, Jim.
And these are all yours, right? These are all from
these
here?
are all ones that I had in my fridge.
So you picked all these too?
I picked all these at some point or another.
And you said these were going to be good beers.
Well, that's kind of a, it's not really a raspberry color. It's
it does have a white head.
Yeah.
Oh.
There's a little bit left in the can for you.
Oh, God. What does that smell?
I can smell the nut.
What is that?
Smells like hazelnut.
Is that what that is?
I think so.
Oh.
Like raspberries that have been smashed by hazelnuts.
Oh.
Wow. That one's not all that sweet. I definitely, the aroma smells just what it tastes like, doesn't it?
Yeah, once you get past the aroma, it's okay.
It's not as bad as like some of the sours we have had, but it's definitely, that first taste is a little different.
Whew. Wow. And the name of this again, this is
Totally Canon.
Totally Canon.
Yep.
I wonder what the reference is for that.
Yeah, I don't know. It never said anything.
No, it didn't.
You know,
so
I'm trying to figure out that hazelnut. If it could be remotely similar to Nutella, but I don't get much. I'm not tasting chocolate.
No,
you know.
Yeah, my mouth feels not very good on it.
Hey, this is the first one, dude. We only got 6 more to go.
Making each sip soft and balanced. Oof, boy, it is better than those Toppling Goliath sours, but
it's still
not a lot more.
Like I said, that taste, the aroma and the taste, it's different. I mean, the raspberry is not as strong as some of that, like that one we had from Industry. Remember that one was really strong raspberry?
Yeah, that was like.
This is not as strong as that, but I don't know. It's got to be I'm guessing the hazelnut chocolate component that knocks that down, but then that's kind of got a little weirdness to it.
Weirdness is an understatement there, buddy. Oh, God. Oh, boy. You got a spoon I can, like, scoop it in?
Well, I think some of these other ones are going to be thicker than this one.
Oh, boy. This is different, to say that. It's almost like a fruit juice. Almost like.
Kind of.
You know, it's.
I don't know. I don't think I could really. I don't know if I'd really want to drink a whole 16 ounces of this one.
Oh, boy. Yeah.
That's kind of. It's not as bad as some of them, but like I said, it would not be my first choice. And this is the first one we had. I'm pretty sure this still won't be my first choice.
The easiest one of us for us to drink.
Yeah, this one should have been. Yeah, that is different.
Do you want to give your score? I mean, I guess we remind everybody.
Yeah.
How many beers have you rated? What have you?
Oh boy, it's over 4,800.
We're over 4,800.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So you're pushing close to 5,000.
We're getting up there closer to 5,000. So that'll be the next big milestone.
There you go.
0 to 5 stars.
Yep.
2.5 average. Boy. See, again, the last couple of weeks we paint ourselves in a corner. But I think with this one, I'm going to go like a 1.7. That combination is just kind of weird to me. And I don't know, like I said, if it's got to be the hazelnut, and I'm guessing the chocolate, even though I'm not really picking up chocolate, but I think that is kind of really overpowering stuff. And it's not off-putting, but it's getting close.
Yeah, I mean, you got to be ready for the tart flavor in this. I mean, so I think that's where their sour is coming from, the tartness of that raspberry. But I mean, they say they even put milk sugar in here, but.
Yeah, I don't get a lot of sweet.
No, I don't get that. So, I mean, that's what's hard. I mean, reading what they tell you the flavor's supposed to be, how it should taste, and it's just not even close. I mean, if you're a sour drinker, you might like this one, but if you're not a sour sour drink, if you don't like anything that's tart, this is not going to be in your wheelhouse. This is going to surprise you a little bit. I'm going to have to, I think I got to lower the bar a little. I'm going to have to go 1.5.
Okay.
I don't know if I can.
You know, when you were talking about their write-up in the last month of our show, really the company that what they wrote and that's what it tasted like was Bourbon County.
Yes.
The rest of them have been kind of, they make these really good write-ups, and then when you taste them, you're like, that's not what I'm tasting, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, yes, this one you do kind of taste a little bit of raspberry, you know, yes, you do, but it's not.
Yeah.
The write-up is different.
They way over-talked and underproduced.
Yes, there you go. There you go. That's probably the way to say it. So
I did see something here, too, and I don't know if this makes helping us at all, but it says, when brewing a fruited sour, you do so in a process known as kettle souring. Mm-hmm. When you get to the boil stage of your brew, you do an extended boil and add the bacteria during the boil, which allows you to sour the beer, but also kill the bacteria. So
see,
does that make sense? I mean,
yeah,
it's a little abstract for what I understand about how you make beer, but
see, that's what my brother has told me before. Like when he has to make sours, he goes in layman's terms, you're infecting the beer, you're making it go bad. Is technically kind
putting
of what
that
you're
bacteria
doing.
in there,
right? But then it's like he goes, then you got to do it. There's a few other things, and I can't remember the name of there's what they put in it as well.
Okay,
to do that, but yeah, it's interesting, and they're big sellers. That's the thing that's crazy to me.
I think that must be the younger generation.
It has to be. It has to be, because most places you go, you'll see IPAs and sours.
Yes, that's the majority of what they have on tap, or in can or bottle,
whatever. Yeah, and it just seems like, boy, they're. Yeah. I don't know. You know.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't think I could finish a whole can of this. I mean, that 16-ounce can. I mean, this is not. I mean, it would, if I was forced to, it would probably take me all day.
Yeah, there's no. Like I said before, I don't think there's any way I could finish a whole can of it. And would it be the first one that I reached for? Probably not. Well, we're going to jump into the next one in a hurry just to see if this one is better. I'm hoping. This is by 608 Brewing out of La Crosse.
Yep, they're local.
You okay? And this is the Wisco-Ade Fruit Punch. A 6% sour ale with fruit punch flavored thirst quenched powder. Okay. Life makes us thirsty. Wisco-Ade is here to quench that thirst. On Wisconsin, it says. So they're not technically using real fruit punch. They're using some kind of fruit punch powder.
Oh, there you go.
Okay.
It says, be careful putting these in your gym bag next to your other ADEs.
AIDS.
What's
like Gatorade.
Oh, Powerade. Okay.
Powerade. Because
you may get a little more than you bargained for.
Okay.
Bright fruit punch flavor in a sour beer. Is it in you?
So this one's kind of it's fruit punch kind of color.
Yeah, it's got a pinkish.
It's got kind of that pinkish hue.
Color.
I'll leave some in the can in case Jim wants some more.
Oh.
Boy, that one.
What? Did you smell that?
Yeah, I smell something.
That smells like a skunk.
No, it almost smells like you cut a 2x4 on a table saw. That's weird. The taste is better than the smell.
Wow, that is a bad
That is
smell.
kind of an off-putting smell, though. But taste it. It's actually not that bad. Tastes like fruit punch. It's sweeter.
Well, you just can't breathe when you drink. Oh, boy. Well, it's not... I don't have the sourness.
Right.
There's something, though, that's like...
I just don't know the aroma, what that is, because that's kind of...
Oh, my God.
That was weird.
Wow.
It still has that kind of a...
There is something going on there.
Yeah.
What in the... That is a difficult smell to get over.
Yeah. I was going to say, it doesn't taste like the smell, thank goodness.
Right.
But that aroma is just a little different.
You're being pretty nice.
Wow.
This is...
Well, whenever you're ready, you could start us off on here if you'd like.
Oh, my God. Definitely this one's, for me, worse than the first one. I get... Oh, maybe... God. I don't think
Do you need a bucket?
I don't think I can even give it a 1. I'm going to have to go 0.9.
Wow. That's why, because for me, I think this is better than the first one.
That smell is just...
The smell is... Yeah, if you don't...
I mean, you got to take the whole beer.
Yeah, that is true.
Oh, the smell, the taste is just... Yeah, I don't know. What are you thinking?
Okay, so I breathed in when I was taking the sip there to get the whole experience, and yes, that does change a little bit. I still think the flavor-wise, it's better than the first one. I'm going to go a 1.8.
Wow, you're generous.
Just because I do think it's better than than the first one a little bit. Again, when I said that initial aroma smelled like you cut a board on a or like a table saw, is kind of what it smells like. If you've been in shop class or
I thought it smelled like
woodworking,
dead skunk at first.
I didn't get that, but I got that's what it reminded me of, though. It was like you just burned a piece of wood on a table saw. You know, it was like, what?
You doubled my score on that one.
Yeah, that's different. So while we're finishing this one, have you saw any more Bigfoot sightings or heard anything about that?
No, it's been the weather has been just so unpredictable. Hot, cold, and then we had that warmed back up again, so it's been kind of uneven.
Yeah.
So we haven't been doing as much outdoor activity.
Right.
So I guess kind of we're waiting for spring to get here.
So, not change subject a second, but like for the farm, do you have you already ordered like seed for the farm, or do you wait? Is that coming up yet? Or I guess I don't know So
the big thing with your seed and even like your fertilizer is, for me, when I go to buy it I go to the co-op to buy it. So when I buy it, I try to anticipate how much I'm going to need, and then it locks me into that price. Okay. So then in the springtime, prices do rise a little bit, and then we only pay the price that we bought. Okay. So we paid for ours in December.
Oh, okay. So you've already actually
bought all our
placed
seed.
Your order.
Right.
Okay. I wasn't sure how that worked.
And the other good part is they have a big enough warehouse to keep it all so it doesn't get moisture.
Oh, nice.
Where, I had to get it right away. Then I'm moving it at the farm. It's always in the way.
Well, and then mice could get into
Rodents,
it or whatever, Okay.
So the one thing that had the most fluctuation is fertilizer, but now it's stabilized quite a bit, so you don't need to. I mean, if you're farming several thousand acres, it's a lot different, where you probably want to lock in that price earlier. But now for me, I don't have to do that much, so we didn't do our fertilizer payment yet. We'll just pay it as we go.
Okay. Gotcha.
Then we'll kind of know.
Yep.
So, but we just buy the seed. Plus, if you want a different fertilizer, seems like it comes in big bulk, where the oats, the soybeans, corn, all gets shipped in. So, and it's packaged. So, like, you can get just about any variety you want, but if you don't order it, it's not going to be on hand when spring comes around too. So
then you're at the mercy of when they can get it.
Or what they have, because a lot of times, you might need a different maturity date.
Okay. Yep.
Because maybe the spring is too wet. So then they can take care of all that for you. So it's helpful for me that then they can be prepared to have that stuff on hand.
Because you've had to do that before, where you had a certain length of
the maturity
date for like corn, but it was so wet you had to drop that.
Change it all in, right.
Okay.
Because the longer maturity usually means it's going to be a little bit bigger. There's more time for it to grow, one thing, and then it's going to actually be a little bit bigger, like cob of corn. There's going to be more. Where shorter maturity, the cob doesn't grow nearly as long.
Gotcha. That's what I was going to ask. If there's got to be a trade-off.
Right.
To get the shorter growing time has to.
You don't get as much yield.
Something.
Right. Your yield is down a little bit.
Gotcha. Okay.
So it's a trade-off, but I mean, if it's the only thing you can get in the ground.
Yeah. Then you got to do what you got to do.
Right. Because you don't want to have the longer maturity, then it can't fully mature, and then it doesn't dry down like it's supposed to in the fall. So.
Gotcha.
It's always that trade-off of getting the right balance of the right length of maturity, so that fully matures and dries down in time for you.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, and I brought up about the Bigfoot because after, I think it was this past week, I noticed there was a show we have Hulu for a streaming service, and they had a show, and was it called Bigfoot is Real or something like that?
Wow.
Well, these guys, their whole mission is they're trying to shoot one so they can bring in an actual, here's the body.
Here is one.
Yeah, and of course then it's in the one episode they went to somewhere that was close by that they were having some kind of a Bigfoot festival, and all these people were, and then they kind of got into argument. They had people there giving talks about Bigfoot and all that, and then these guys talked about it, and of course all these other people are, anti-kill or whatever you want to call it, and then they're trying to explain it. And yeah, it was kind of interesting. So yeah, that's why I brought it up, because I was like, yep. And we talked about it before. There's, I don't know how many TV shows now they're trying to catch it. So it's like, well, hopefully somebody finally gets one or whatever, because I think there's a lot of people watching TV shows that are getting the same amount of results, so.
Well, we just got to remind the listeners, though, that you guaranteed them that you were going to get some video.
Oh, yeah, but
or some audio.
See, it's been too cold and then warm and then muddy and wet and cold, and yeah.
So you're still on the mission.
Yeah, that's
See?
it. So, yeah.
We don't want to let the listeners down. They're looking forward to that.
Exactly. And yeah. But I just want to be able to have where, if all of a sudden I discover that Bigfoot is actually mean, then I could try and at least run a couple steps before he catches me. So.
I'll even go out there with you. I don't have to run faster than Bigfoot. I just got to run faster.
Yeah. And
it might trip you.
Of course, you'll be filming me
right
being assaulted by a Bigfoot and laughing. And and then you'll tell me how I let everybody down.
I'll like zoom out so everybody can see it.
Yeah. Look, he's in the fetal position now. All right. Well,
so what do we got now?
This is the third different brewery, and then the last four are by one brewery. So maybe what we'll do is talk about these three first, and then we can compare all the others. This is by Moore. Is it Moore Brewing?
Yep.
And I'm not exactly sure how you pronounce this. It's Strheum. Strheum.
Yeah,
I'm guessing it's a fruited sour ale.
Yes.
And this one is 7.2%, so it's up a little more.
Right.
Vibrant strawberry and rhubarb melt with juicy and tart flavors in our newest fruited sour ale. So they had Jim until they said rhubarb and tart.
Yeah. And I guess just for the listeners out there, the fruited sour or smoothie, it's the one that's kind of exploded, in popularity, like we talked, I think, to younger drinkers. And to make them, brewers use extreme amounts of unfermented whole fruit or fruit puree.
Puree, okay.
By leaving the fruit unfermented, they are essentially crafting a beer that looks and tastes like a fruit smoothie or slushy, but without alcohol.
That's kind of different.
Yeah, so I guess, we're learning something.
We're learning a lot on a topic that Jim really didn't want to learn any more about.
Yeah, I'm still got a bad taste in my mouth.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's see what. This is kind of the color of this one almost reminds me of like a hazy IPA.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it's that kind of I don't even know what color you want to call that.
Like bad bathwater.
If your bathwater looks like that, you need to go get checked out. It smells like fruit to me.
That's fruit? I would
like
eat
strawberry.
Maybe. Are you serious?
The tartness, I guess, is the rhubarb, but
I've had a lot of strawberries and none of them smelled like that.
The first part is tart, but then that kind of goes away fairly quick. I don't really get a lot of strawberry.
God, no.
God, this is definitely different. That is, and once the head is off of there, that color is kind of different.
I think that's like muddy bathwater.
That's like muddy. I was going to say almost like muddy bathwater.
And again, I give the brewmasters a lot of credit because, they got to come to a point where they say they're brewing it, and then they taste it and they go, "That's the flavor I'm looking for." And for me, I'd be like over there dry heaving, like pour it out dump the whole thing down the drain.
That's bad. Get it out of here.
Yeah, rhubarb is red and strawberries are red, but this is not even red.
This is like this looks almost like the color, like if somebody makes like rhubarb crunch, like the sticky sauce that's in. You know what I'm talking about? Like whatever where the sweetness is, that's that color kind of thing. But you don't get the taste of that.
Boy,
that is different.
Yeah, did you see? I guess I'm not even sure where it says more brewing companies from Huntley, Illinois.
Okay,
and we're do you know where Huntley, Illinois is? Mm-mm. I don't either. I've never even heard of it.
Specializing in hop saturated ales, flavorful imperial stouts, and a variety of other unique ales and lagers. So this is not really one that they specialize in.
Yeah, I think they should have probably stuck with their imperial stout on this one.
Yeah, that is
7.2%.
Yep.
Oh boy.
I'm just trying to see if there's I don't know.
Oh, we have an extensive whiskey and bourbon collection.
Yeah, but I don't think that they don't use the barrels to make beer. I think they just own a bunch of whiskey and bourbon.
Oh,
this is kind of the way I took it.
Yeah, I wouldn't put this in a whiskey bourbon.
I was going to say
this would be going.
That might be.
I think I'd be putting.
It
this
might
in
come
the
out
drain.
in chunks or something.
Wow.
All right. Well,
these aren't getting better.
Not so far. This guy here. Yeah, I'm gonna go like a 1.4.
0.4?
Yeah, that's not. I think that's for me. That's the hardest one so far.
You're being so generous.
Yeah.
Wow. I can't give this a 1. I can't even on my best day I couldn't give it a 1. But I think that fruit punch was better than this, I think. So I'm going to have to go 0.8.
Okay. All right.
Oof, boy.
Well, I think we've heard you, talk about these three. I guess for me, of those three, the only one I could really maybe recommend would have been the Fruit Punch. And all three of them, if somebody is really into sours and such, they might like these. But yeah, if I had to recommend one to anybody, it'd probably be the Wisco-Ade from 608. Because I guess that one was at least tasted somewhat like what I thought it should have tasted like. So that's the only one I could recommend out of those.
Yeah, I think that's the hard part for you and I is that these are not in our wheelhouse, so we're not always trying these. So it's hard for us to give a good, solid recommendation. I mean, you got to want to have a sour beer. If you just think, well, I think I can try it and be my man up, well, it's probably going to hit you right in the stomach because these got a wild and strong taste that because like for me, the sourness on this one just overpowers all the flavor.
Yeah, like I said, I didn't get any strawberry. No. At all. I mean, and when it's talking about sweet and tart, it's like I think you forgot the sweet part. Yeah. I got the tart part. You got that covered, but I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think I could recommend any of these to anybody.
Yeah.
But so I did see this other part on here too. It said, since 2020, a growing number of breweries had a fruited sour in their portfolio. Mm-hmm. Some spots even specialize in these styles. And the last four we're going to try from Drekker, looks like that's one of the leading companies
that they specialize in.
That specializes. Huh. So maybe, knock on wood.
Yeah, hopefully they know what they're doing then.
And just for everybody's understanding, Mike has to pronounce these names exactly as they're printed on the can, too. Yeah. So if he does it incorrectly, I will correct him so that we can get the right name on there because I have a feeling he's not going to be able to get these correct.
I'm just wondering, like this first one, how you're going to keep track of that many letters.
I'm gonna tick them off as soon as you see them. It'll be a second for each letter.
Yeah, I don't know if I can keep it that long. There's a lot of them. So
they got some nice artwork on these Drekker.
Yeah, they definitely, this one it's got like a skull and all that good stuff. So this one is their Blackberry, Cherry, and Plum Brains Double Fruit Smoothie Sour.
And yes, folks, they do have all those A's.
They have all those A's on that can.
On the can, in the title.
It's like, wow. And then here they also have a list of the malt, the hops, the flora that they use. Then they have gimmicks. So the gimmicks on here is blackberry, more blackberries, cherry, more cherries, plum, more plum, sea salt, lactose, and vanilla beans.
Wow.
So I'm guessing they use a lot of blackberries, cherries, and plums. So this is probably going to be a darker color, I'm guessing.
Yeah, well, look at the...
Oh, boy. Yeah. Just like that picture, they sure are.
Did you see the tasting notes on there? It says, luscious bramble fruit. I thought brambleberries were like briars.
Yeah, I was going to say, I didn't think you were supposed to eat those.
I guess we're going to be...
We'll find out.
Startles the palate with tangy sweetness with rich cherry bursting from behind. That's a little scary.
We'll read the next one.
Drippy stone fruit lurks in the shadowy depths, swathed in vanilla sheets as each taste breathes its last. This 6.6% ABV is like an invisible specter luring unassuming drinkers into a false sense of security before leaping out and shrieking, "Boo!"
Okay.
Wow.
Well,
that's a lot of words.
A lot of words.
And it does look like it's going to be darker.
Oh boy, that is definitely
This looks like the stuff when you empty out your drain trap on the sink.
This has kind of a purpley,
black,
reddish purpley color.
Black.
So I'm guessing the plum and the raspberry and the cherry have all mixed together. There's still some in the can for you too, Jim.
Oh, is there?
It smells sweeter.
Sweet.
Like it's not gonna be the.
This is sweet.
That is thick.
Oh. Oh my God.
That one's definitely thicker. Wow. And this is a double fruit smoothie sour. And at our local beer shop, when they have these on tap, it's always funny because when you see it coming out of the tap, you're like, that doesn't look right. But they're thick, rather interesting.
I mean, do you taste the sea salt, the lactose, or vanilla beans?
Nope. I'm trying to. It's hard to even differentiate between the fruits. You know,
Wow.
It's all just kind of mixed together, and
It definitely does not look like the picture.
no.
That looks so smooth.
Well,
Oh, my stomach's hurting from this. Wow.
interesting.
Oh, boy. I'm so glad you talked me into this one.
Look at it this way. We're over half done now.
Oh, boy.
Wow. Yeah, that's kind of.
Gosh, and I'm trying to figure out, too, I'm trying to come up with a score where I can, how do I rate them against those other three? It's just, they're not getting any better. This smell is not as bad as that.
Right. They're not as quite as offensive as honey aroma. Is whatever that one was. That one was different. And even the Wisco one, the fruit punch one, that had a weird smell to it.
Yeah, so this one, the aroma is not nearly as offensive.
Yep.
But plums, I'm not sure they should be in a beer.
Yeah.
That's
I don't know.
just...
Because I guess you... Yeah, like I said, I'm trying to differentiate the blackberry, the cherry, and the plum. You can kind of get the plum flavor. I guess on the finish there's a little bit of cherry, but it's so faint you can't separate them.
Right. It's
just kind of one conglomerate. Just there you go.
And it's that the sourness just overpowers all the other flavors that are in it. Yeah, double secret smoothie. Yeah, whatever the secret is, covered up all the other flavors.
Well, yeah, So, I guess if you want to go first on this one.
Oh, boy. All right. Well, I think I'm going to have to...
Oh, boy.
Oh, that all just came out, dude.
Did it taste the same?
No, it tastes worse. God. I'm going to have to... All right, I'm going to stretch. I'm going to go 1.0. I don't know why I'm saying it. I'm just going to have to do it. I don't know.
Wow.
I can't back it up. I can't.
Yeah. You got no reasoning at all. You're just going 1.0.
Yeah, the Totally Canon, I think, was okay. I think it was not as good as that one, so that's all I can say.
Yeah, I'm going to go like a 1.4.
You going to tie up your 1.4 from the Strheum?
Oh, no. I'm going to go then a 1.5.
Oh, you're above it?
Above it. I think it's better. Definitely better than the however you say that one. But yeah, I just think everything just kind of melded together, and you can't really...
So I wonder why they call it brains.
Well, that's a whole series. They have a whole series. So I think it's all like the zombie type thing.
Oh.
Because they've had a whole bunch of different offshoots of that with different flavors.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. So I think that's...
So that's the series.
Yes. Yeah.
And then they just come up with these different flavors in
Yep.
there. All right. Yeah, that...
And kind of like the next two are both, the same name, but then it's a different flavor. So...
Oh, boy. Yeah.
I'm
trying to choke it down.
So the next one is, the last three besides the brains, the next three are all by Drekker. And the next two are the same series because they have the same name except for what the flavor is. So
Right.
these are the Chonk, and I don't know if I hope it says in here what that...
No, I
didn't say
couldn't
anything?
find out what Chonk
Okay.
meant.
This one is their pumpkin spice latte Sunday sour. And it has, again, they're on the back of the can, malt and hops and flour that they use. And then it has gimmicks again. And this one, it says pumpkin, vanilla soft serve ice cream, cream of coconut, cinnamon, nutmeg, allspice, coffee beans, lactose, and vanilla beans. So we probably should have had this when we were doing our pumpkin beers, but this would have really been out of left field
Yeah.
compared to those other ones, So I think it fits better with the sour.
Yeah, well, it did have a little bit of in the write-up here.
Okay.
It said something about our fluffy and lovable, hefty boy is back, and he's hating every second of this warm weather. Not sure where they get warm weather. But
Yeah.
Because it's PSLO pumpkin spice latte season, and he wants to dress like Han Solo already. Damn it. It's time to start manifesting fall in this chonky, absurdly loaded with pumpkin, vanilla soft serve ice cream, cream of coconut, cinnamon, nutmeg, allspice, thunder coffee beans, lactose, and vanilla for a flavor that's hella basic. I don't know what that... But at the same time, anything but.
Okay.
What does all that mean?
So I'm guessing when it says it's hella basic, meaning it's a pretty basic flavor. So it's going to be like pumpkin spice.
Yeah. Did you tell everybody I had to get some different glass? Did you look inside that one?
Mine's. Did you have? Well, of course, you got. This.
No, look at the stuff around.
Oh yeah,
I got chunkies on the side of my glass.
I got some there too. Huh. Well, all right. And when it's talking about the boy, there's a cat on the label on this Chonk, and this is their pumpkin spice latte.
Pumpkin spice latte. My stomach is already like churning, like.
Oh boy. There's some floaties in there. That is thick.
Mike, you're not really.
Oh boy, that is like really thick. That didn't stir up very good. Look at that on a can. That's something.
Oh.
Well, we'll give her a shot here. That was like, yeah,
I could hear
that. It
sounded
thick.
Like, oh my god,
that is really thick, and it's a kind of a really nasty color.
It's even inside the glass.
I know. That's like, wow.
It looks like pea soup.
Here goes nothing.
And this is supposed to be Sunday sour. Well, pumpkin. This is the pumpkin spice.
Pumpkin spice latte. It tastes like pumpkin spice. Flavor isn't, to me, I don't think the flavor is too bad, but that is thick. I mean, look at that. That is thick.
I wish we could get a camera to show you guys. This is like eating mashed potatoes.
Yeah.
It is.
That is wild.
And then when it touches your lip, like, oh. This is not a beer.
That is wild.
Oh
boy, that is something. The presentation is not very good. The flavor isn't too bad. I don't mind the flavor, but boy, that is.
I think it's thicker than pea soup.
Oh yeah, by far.
Oh my gosh! I don't know if I could drink this whole cup.
Wow.
That is...
Flavor-wise, I like it. But like I said, presentation-wise, I'm going to swirl this can and see if... I'm going to pour a little bit more in my can because I'm pretty sure you're good.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, look at that.
You should be doing it close to the microphone.
Look at it. It ain't even coming out. The rest of the stuff that's in there isn't coming out.
It might be a bad can.
Wow.
Oh my God.
Okay, we're going to set that over there. That is wild. It won't come out of the can.
And explain why it won't come out of the can.
It's thick. It is almost like mashed potatoes that's left in the can. That is weird.
I think I've actually you put
clinging to the side of the cup.
I think I've got concrete mortar that's not this thick.
Yeah.
Oh God. And what's weird is underneath the top of that thick layer, it's actually like beer-ish.
Yes.
So that might be the head.
That is the sickest looking head I've ever seen, if it is.
Wow. That's
wild. And feel how much is in there yet. And it won't come out. It's thick.
Oh my gosh. You'd have to like cut the top off to get the rest out.
I think, yeah. What we're going to have to do is we're going to have to like dump water in there to rinse it out so we can throw the can away so it doesn't.
I'm going to send that home with you.
Nope, I'm good. I'm good.
Wow.
That's wild.
Oh.
Well, taste-wise, I like it. I don't know if it's just this can, if it's an older can when I got it. I don't know. It's way, way thick. Like, way thick.
So like the bourbon barrel ones that are double imperial stouts are thick.
Not like this. This is like you said, mashed potatoes and like you made a cement mixer drink, and you got to chew it like toothpaste kind of a consistency, it seems like.
Yeah.
So, boy. Wow. Yeah. I'm going to, flavor-wise, I like it. So, flavor-wise, I'd have put it at like probably a 2.2.
Right.
But then the rest of it is like a 0.0 something. So, it's going to knock her down to probably like a 1.6, I think. Yeah.
You can put it in the middle of your, so far today at the middle?
Yeah. Yeah. Because I do like the flavor. I get the pumpkin spice. I don't really pick up a lot on the coffee, I guess, really. But the flavor itself is good. But boy, I hope it's a bad can. Because I don't know how they even put it in there if it's that thick,
Oh.
So yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I think another description of it would be if you took a pumpkin pie and then you ground it up a little bit and then you put it in the can and add a little bit of water so that some of it pours out. You might get the same consistency because I'm gonna have to get a different glass now. This is like
I said, that it's still stuck to the side of the can.
It looks like a loogie.
Yeah,
on the side there.
Oh, great. Now I can't finish this. Jeez.
Oh, I think the flavor's okay. I'm not sold on this one. I'm pushing into the the squash realm. I think it might be like the squash beer.
Wow.
I'm gonna have to go 0.7.
Yeah.
Like
I said, that is the thickest I think I've ever seen a beer. Ever. And we've had some other ones that have been thick, but that was crazy. So like I said, I am hoping that it's like a old can or something, because wow, that was something. Well, the next one we have is also a Chonk, so I'm hoping maybe it's not quite as thick as that one, but this is their birthday cake.
God, that glass looks funny on there.
On where? Oh, yeah. Let's see. The gimmicks on this one: strawberry, raspberry, cream of coconut, lactose, and confetti cake. All right. What is there? Oh, Lord. We took this Sunday sour and baked it up with a mountain of confetti cake, filled it with strawberry and raspberry jelly, then covered it in frosting and plopped a candle on top. It's our party, and we'll chonk if we want to. So the cat's back on here.
Yeah. Oof.
And, well, here goes nothing, because I'm hoping it's not as thick as that last one.
Gosh, I don't think you can get, is it possible to get thicker?
Well, at least this one, I'm not seeing the plop, 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 plop when I poured like the last one. But this is thick, too. Oh, there was a plop.
Get in my glass.
In your glass.
Thanks.
Here, I'll see if I can get.
Oh my gosh.
That one is definitely, that one pours better than that other one did. I will say that.
And this is a 7% ABV.
This is 7% as well. Birthday cake, Sunday sour. I'm not smelling cake.
I smell something a little sugary.
It could be. Is that the confetti?
Is that the
I bet it is. Now that you mention it, it's got to be.
Because it just looks like they ground up a cake and dumped it in there.
It does have kind of that, a lot of frosting kind of.
Yeah, this one is not bad.
It's the least offensive, I think, so far than what we've had.
Yes. This one is, it's actually getting close to below average.
Yeah, there you go.
We've moved out of the offensive category into
now we're into the
just below average.
Almost out of the offensive category.
It's okay. I mean, it looks like they ground up a cake. I mean, it is thick again.
It is thick.
I mean, it sticks to your glass.
Yeah. That's what, when I went to the beer shop, and a lot of times I'll try these in a flight. Yeah. And when you get your taster glass and you look at it, and I'm just like, wow. And you drink it, and it's just covered in stuff. That's what these are, yeah.
Yeah, you can't see through this.
No. And that, whatever that color on that picture is pretty much the color that's in our glass. And it's kind of
it looks like a cake that's been ground up.
Kind of, yeah.
Because it's got the confetti stuff all ground up. And
that's wild. So
I wonder if that's what it means by a Sunday sour. Where this thick is it?
That's what I'm thinking. It's got to be that it's thicker.
I mean, just think if they would have tried to strain some of this.
Yeah.
Nothing would have went through.
Yeah, exactly. So that leads me to think that the pumpkin one had been a bad can.
You think?
Because that, like I said, it's like a third full of stuff yet, and it's not liquid, So it's got to be that.
And what is it?
I don't know. It's something.
It's going to be
at least
squash.
This one poured out.
Yes, this one poured out. This one is, I for sure, the best
so
one we've had
far.
today.
Yeah, this is the number one of the.
Yeah, this is number one of the litter.
It's
just not saying much, but it's
wow.
What was the name? This was the birthday cake. All right.
Sunday sour.
You want to go first on this one?
Sure. Like you said, I do get kind of that, the frosting confetti cake kind of a flavor. I guess strawberry, raspberry. It does have that kind of a little bit of a fruity component. I think this one's a 2.0.
Whoa, dude. Pull back on the reins a little bit. Slower
I'm
down.
going at 2.0.
Wow.
Because at least this one's drinkable.
Wow.
So it's, I give them credit. Like I said, I'm hoping those other ones especially the one was bad, because that was crazy. But I do think this one, I get the flavor that they were probably going for. Well, again, if somebody goes, hey, you want a beer? And that's the only beer they had, would I take it? I'd be like, I'm probably good.
Give me a glass of water.
Yeah, I'll take some water. You got a soda pop? I'll take one of those. So yeah, there you go. That's all I got to say.
So now I've painted myself in a corner. So for today, since it's not Head and Shoulders at the best.
Right.
It's just tolerable. I'm going to go 1.6. I can taste somewhat of the confetti, I think. I think that's what it is. It's not as tart as the other ones, which is a good thing, but it is still thick. I mean, this is...
Yeah.
I mean, it is so hard to describe how thick these are. Because, I mean, if I put my pen in there, it would stand up and it wouldn't touch the side. It's that thick. I mean, it is hard to describe.
Oh, yeah. And we've talked about before on like some of the barrel age, the high octane ones where it clings to the glass. This is a whole different clinginess to it than that is, This is like residue, and you need to like some kind of brush to scrape it off.
Well, we've been using different glasses.
This is our third glass each, and normally we get one and we're good,
Yeah, you can't see through this. You can't. This is darker and thicker than any barrel-aged beer we've ever had. Like tenfold.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my gosh. It's hard to describe. I wish words would describe how thick and how...
It is something. That's all I can say is that it's something.
Wow.
And like you said, the fact that these are like the fastest growing, and that Drekker is like one of them that specializes in it.
Yeah.
And the fact that they sell so much of this stuff, it's just kind of crazy to me a little bit,
Well, again, I mean, you're the brewmaster. You taste this and you go,
perfect.
Can that stuff up. We're selling that.
Ship it.
We're getting that stuff out of here.
Or they taste it and go, get it out of here.
Sometimes I don't know how these flavors.
I don't either, dude. I have no idea.
Or you've tested it before and you go, all right, we got to add something to this one. We got to add a little more. Let's just start from scratch. Just
throw something in there.
Yeah, because, I mean, I don't know how you come up with the ratio of whatever you're putting in there.
It's one of those you'd love to know, what did it taste like before you infected it? Because it probably was better.
Yeah, what was the first batch like?
Yeah, well, yeah.
Was it worse? If it was worse than this, how do you... All right, hey, I know it was a bad batch, but we can make it better.
Let's make it a sour. They'll never know.
We can make that better.
They'll never know if we just throw that stuff in and sour it.
Yeah, oh gosh.
Yeah, that was something. Boy. Huh. Wow.
So I take it you need another glass.
Yeah, I think we're going to need one more glass, dude. This is something. The head on these is what... It's crazy because there is liquid underneath. Yeah. But the head is like... Thick. And it's like... Doesn't look good.
Yeah, I don't know how
it's like, wow.
I don't know how it separates out like that. That's got to be the reason why they say shake these cans up.
Yeah.
These are bad.
Well, do you have any stories to tell? I'm going to shake this last one up a little more.
Well, I'm glad that you emptied out your fridge and brought those beers.
I am too, because there's no way I could have drank these. Ooh.
Oh, gosh.
Especially the one, because that's got a third of it still in the can.
Oh, gosh.
As far as for tartness, these haven't been all that tart. But they have their own set of problems, I think,
When they say smoothie, they are not messing around with smoothie.
Oh, yeah.
Like, this is definitely fruit that was ground up and then poured in a bigger can.
Yep. That's almost the consistency.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and it's like so thick. Holy buckets.
Well, so
are we on our last one?
This last one, I'm not sure what we're gonna blame it on. So
remember, you got to say it correctly again, or I'm gonna dock you some points.
This is Drekker, and it's so good. Cotton candy sour. And they don't have, the only thing they got in the back is gimmicks. They don't have hops or malt or anything. And it says blueberry, strawberry, and cotton candy floss. And it's got some kind of zombie-ish, some kind of artwork on it. They give them credit. Their artwork is kind of cool.
Yeah, that's...
what did the write-up say? It said, you know you're in for a good time when you see people walking around with cotton candy. And this one's definitely a good time. So good is loaded it up with strawberry and blueberry and then hit it with cotton candy floss for that real melt in your mouth, sticky fingers at the fair cotton candy flavor. Contains no lactose.
Oof, okay.
So that will be interesting to see if the lactose was making that stuff that thick or what.
Oh, and I checked the tasting notes and it says bright bursts of bramble fruit take off like a roller coaster with each sip. Twists of vibrant strawberry follow just before a loop of delicious sticky candy sweetness, gorgeously balanced by the fresh fruit.
I had to wait a second. You had to watch. That's thick too. It's thick.
It's like that Plum.
Oh, jeez.
Something just shot on.
It went bloop. Oh, it almost got me. All right, we're good. Bloop. We're good. It wasn't like the pumpkin one.
It's the same color as that Plum thing.
Yeah.
The brains.
What does that smell?
Puke. That smells like...
It's
smells like in the lunchroom. Puke.
no.
Oh, dude.
The cotton candy went bad. Wow.
I've never tasted cotton candy like that.
Wow. That
Not good.
that is that is I don't know what what to say, Jim. Boy, and I poured a hefty glass of it. What was the fruit? That's supposed to be a strawberry and blueberry. Let me try it again.
Oh, boy.
That doesn't taste like cotton candy at all. That you may have a blueberry component, but it tastes like it was bad fruit. Doesn't it? I mean, it's like, do we nix the, you got to finish it, or do we? Because that is.
So what does the pert mean?
Pert's so good. I don't know. Because it sounded better than pert not so good.
Because this does not.
That is, hopefully, again, I hate to say it, hopefully it's a bad
Your face
can,
looks kind of like this guy's right here.
That's kind of what I feel like.
This is a bad.
There's no cotton candy flavor in this. You know what I mean? I was expecting, okay, it's going to be a sweet,
right?
Whatever, but I don't get that. I'll go first. I'm going to go like a 0.7 because this one is very not so good.
I don't think I've ever had you rate one below.
I don't know if I have. Well, I have.
Have you rated one?
Yeah. The worst, of course, was the salmon beer.
But did you have this scale at that time?
Not the tenth of a point, no.
Right.
So, yeah, this is probably one of the lowest that I've rated since we've had the 10th of a point scale. This one is bad. Oh, boy. I'm sorry, Drekker. I hope these are just old cans and they went bad or something. I don't know. But if you're listening and you want to send us some other ones to try, we would gladly try them for you. But these ones are just not so hot. Jim, what do you think?
Wow. This is like I knew this was going to be tough going in, but it's gotten tougher every can we went down the list.
I was so hoping when I saw that they were fruited sours, Sundays, they're going to be the sweeter instead of whatever, and that's not how it ended up.
No.
I apologize.
I mean, and it's hard to even let me say this, but the IPAs tasted
Yeah, they did.
Oh,
They definitely did. The only good thing, and I will let you know this now, I think I have no more sours in the fridge. If I do, it might be one, but I don't think so.
So we may not have to do
We may not have to do another sour one this year.
Oof,
So-
boy, I think that's a good thing based on...
I think so.
So, all right, so yeah, this is by far the worst aroma, the worst taste, the worst... When you
All
look in your
around.
cup, it just like hangs right on the side.
Yeah.
There's nothing
Yeah.
other than the artwork. So I'll give it a 10th of a point for artwork, but I'm going to go a 0.6, or I would have given it a 0.5.
Yeah. Oh, dude, I can't finish that. That is just a weird flavor to it. Well, so I guess of the four Drekker beers, the one, if I had to recommend one, would have been the birthday cake sour, I guess, would have been the one of those that I would say, yeah, you could probably stomach that one. Once. The rest of them were, and again, like I said, I'm hoping they were old cans, you know what I mean? But they just, not so much, man. Oh, man. So of all of them, I guess, really, if I had to, you have to tell me the top two. Well, then you got the birthday cake and you got the Wisco-Ade is the only way I could go because the rest of them were not very good. And that just pains me to say it. But yeah, I'm blaming it on old cans. That's all I can say. But I haven't had them all that long.
Right.
But I don't know how long they were on the shelf before I bought it. You know what I mean? So that's all I can go with. I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt. Because Drekker, we've had some Drekker beers that are very good, but not so much
sours.
these ones that we have right here today. So
Yeah. Ooh. Yeah, these are taking my breath away. They're that bad. This is
not in a good way, you're saying?
Oh, these are, and again, these are on a different scale than the Toppling Goliath sours, because those were like the tart sour that were just like
they were tart, but they at least were kind of what they said. What they said.
Yes.
Yes.
And they actually looked like beer. They didn't have
they didn't have clean.
They didn't have stuff on the
yeah, or a third of a can you can't even get out of the can. Yeah.
Yeah, so these are unfortunately, Drekker, I mean, we're not trying to bash you in any way, but
no.
We just have not had a good tasting for these.
Like I said, these ones, they've got to be old.
Oh.
So, again, Drekker, if you're listening, if you want to send us some fresh ones, we would love to try them again, and I'm sure they'd probably be different. But these ones are a little tough.
Yeah, and in my opinion, granted, I'm not a connoisseur of craft beer, and I'm not gonna say that I know a lot about sours. But I couldn't recommend anybody even spending money with. Now, if you want a taste of somebody's that had one open, you can taste it. But I would not recommend you trying to buy one because these are 16-ounce cans.
Yeah,
these are some big cans, and you're gonna get a lot of.
You have a lot of leftover.
Yeah, stuff.
Yeah,
there's I don't know what you call it. It's some kind of beer byproduct that's
there's. Whatever the solid component is, you're going to have it in there.
Because it plops out like a smoothie when you pour it out of the can into your glass.
And if you get a chance, wherever you're at, if they do have it on tap, get like a taster glass. Just because it really is a weird consistency.
Yes.
Most of these are really thick. And if you're not used to them, it's going to be like, what?
It's totally different thick than a bourbon barrel.
Oh, yeah. No, yeah. Those are like bourbon clean. These are thick,
And there are chunks up and down the sides of your glass.
Yeah. It's like, it almost feels like sandpapery.
Yeah, this is, they did
I guess
grind.
It's fruit remnants is what I'm guessing, but.
Yeah, they did grind up the stuff for the smoothie part, but it's sticking on your glass. And then just think that's inside your stomach. That's what your stomach looks like now.
And you're hoping that it stays there, right?
Yeah, hopefully it doesn't come out.
It doesn't come back up.
So hopefully, folks, we're going to get back on the bandwagon here and get something.
Like I said, in the upcoming weeks, we're going to have some on-location stuff coming up, which should be interesting. We do have to check a couple places that we're going again to see if there's any different breweries there. Otherwise, I think you had a good idea about maybe we stop by, grab some cans or bottles of stuff that we hadn't tried before.
Right.
We could go back to the hotel or whatever and try them there where it's a little more controlled. But we'll have that. I've definitely got a whole bunch of barrel-aged stouts still. Like I said, we've got some that I think are going to be really good. Well, I know are really good. We've got some from, breweries such as, we've got more Goose Island. We've got Dust Vidania from Distal. We've got some of the 608, their barrel aged series from the last couple of years that are really good. What else do I got? I've got a load of barrel aged stuff. So
the one from California,
we got that at Toppling Goliath.
The Creekside, Firestone.
Oh, Firestone Walker.
Yes.
If, ladies and gentlemen, if you remember listening to the one that Jim and I did up in the Northwoods when we had that was like their 23rd anniversary, I think. We've still got the 24 and the 25 to go. We've got a number of the Surly Darkness variants.
Yep.
We've got a lot of stuff that I think is going to the podcast will sound a lot better than what it did this week, but we've got a lot of that stuff coming. And then we're going to have some on location stuff. Hopefully, knock on wood, I'm going to be doing some on location from the Caribbean.
Oh, nice.
I know Jim, you won't be there, but a couple of other guys, some OG.
Oh, there you go.
From the craft beer scene for us.
Yep.
They're going to be there, and I'm hoping that we can do a couple of them from the Caribbean. That'll be coming up as well. So we got some neat stuff coming this year, and the good thing is we're done with the sours.
We're done with sours.
As far as I know, we're done with the sours. I'm pretty sure I don't have any more that
We've tried to give everybody our best opinion.
Yeah, and unfortunately, take it for what it was worth.
We swung and missed.
Yeah, some of them were interesting at best. So Jim, thanks for being a sport and trying these, because like I said, I had no idea. I just bought them. Well, and like I said, I bought them a little while ago. That's why I'm hoping that they were old when I got them already, and I didn't realize it. But
at least you have some more room in your fridge.
Yes,
put some good beers in there.
So I got some different ones in there, and that's been my goal, is to thin out the fridge so I can get some of the really good ones in there and get them ready to go. So
so I think we did a good job. You should have some good space in there.
We got some space now
that was taken up by some idle. Stuff
that you figured was probably not so good, and it probably wasn't.
Yeah,
I
think this is definitely try your own risk.
Yeah.
If you're the craft beer person out there,
if you've never had a smoothie sour or a Sunday sour, you should try it once just to
know what you're getting into.
Know going into it. They are thick with a capital thick.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, we have never had anything like this.
No.
I mean, pea soup is not as thick as that one.
No, not
I mean, the
at
one that's
all.
still got a third of the can in there.
Yeah. I think they just threw a chunk of pumpkin in there, so I'm hoping. And yeah, that was something.
Yeah, because I mean, we had that squash beer.
That wasn't like anything like that.
It did. I mean, at least that poured out of
Yeah.
out of the taster glass.
That wasn't that thick.
Compared
But
to
at
this.
least, I guess that one, the flavor was pretty not so good.
Yeah,
But,
yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know, man. That was crazy. And
I mean, we're doing
just
our
look at them, and it's still.
we're doing our public service announcement of tasting beer that the average human being probably shouldn't be tasting.
Yeah. Wow.
So we're trying to do our best, folks. We're trying. It's been a struggle.
So this one was a struggle, but we had to do it just for you folks.
Yes.
We wanted to say, hey, we've done those, and we probably aren't going to revisit them unless we all of a sudden had a package show up from a brewery that, here's some fresh ones.
Try
Maybe
this.
Try it again. But interesting. Oof. Okay. Well, hey, I guess that's a wrap on the
close
thick
this one down.
sours. We'll
Yeah.
close this one down. So, Jim, thank you again for being
Anytime.
a good sport.
Yeah.
Because you really had to be a good sport on this one.
Yeah, I didn't pour any over your head.
No, thank goodness, because I could have never washed it out of my hair, So anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for listening. And like we always say, we hope your campfire is always warm.
And your beers are always cold.
See ya.
See you later, folks.
Thank you for listening to the Northwoods Beer Guy podcast. If you have a question, a comment, or a beer you'd like us to review, please feel free to send us a message at northwoodsbeerguy@gmail.com. You can also find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. If you're on Untappd, look up Northwoods Beer Guy and send a friend request. Until next week, I hope all your campfires are warm and all your beer is cold.